Hey guys, Chris again, giving you an update on the X22 125. In my last video, I did say I was going to get either the X22R or the Lafon KPR 200. So here's what I got. This is the X22R, which is basically a Dongfeng RTS 250. So this is going to be a comparison video on both bikes. So here's the 250 and the 125. We'll do a comparison. I do want to go over something that did happen, unfortunately, with my 125. A few weeks ago, I was riding at night and just not paying attention to the basics of night riding. I took a right turn going about 5 miles per hour, and I didn't follow through with my turn. I wasn't really paying attention, which is a big mistake, and unfortunately, I dropped my bike, you guys. I did drop my bike. So I had to do some repairs to the body of it, and now I'm having a slight issue with it, and I'll go into more detail after I kind of explain so far the things I've replaced. So the things that got messed up, for example, was the brake here, the front brake. Also, I messed up my finger, but regardless, the front brake actually snapped off, so this is a new one. And when I ordered it, I actually should have got a better one, because now the actual brake fluid container is getting scratched up by the bolt here, so I'm gonna have to replace that again. The other thing that was destroyed was the right turning signal was smashed, so I just got a new one and put it on, same exact one. This part of the fairing was just destroyed almost, and I still have a couple scratches here. What else? Oh yeah, the muffler. The muffler got really scratched. I think I still have it somewhere, but I'm not going to dig into everything. So anyway, what I did was I just called Venom, and they sent me a replacement. Of course, I had to pay for it because I've had the bike about a year now, and it was my own fault for dropping the bike. So I paid for it, didn't complain. So anyway, let's go over what's going on with it. So after I replaced all the necessary things, riding it, there's no engine problems. There's no transmission problems. The fall was about 5 miles per hour. But after riding for a while, I'm getting this uneven rattling. It almost sounds like it's coming from the front of the bike. And I've looked. I can't seem to find what's going on. So what I'm thinking is taking it to a mechanic. I called a few of them. A lot of them don't like dealing with these Chinese motorcycles. So if you're going to buy a Chinese motorcycle, you have to try to find out if you do break something or you drop the bike, either you're going to have to fix it, or you're going to have to find a dealer or a mechanic that will work on it. So I may have one, Kawasaki in Pahrump, that's where I live. He's going to look at it tomorrow. I have a 10 a.m. appointment, and I can give you guys an update on what happened. If they decide to fix it, they may still turn it down. So it's an uneven rattling, but it's whatever it is, it's not affecting the bike. It's not the transmission. Everything shifts fine. So overall, the bike is still fine. Just, it may be something loose, but really no issues. It's my own fault that the bike's making a noise. So let me just show you how many miles I have on it. I have 502 miles. It still runs good. Like I said, there's a rattle. It almost sounds like something's broken. Maybe it could be behind the actual speedometer, but I don't know. I'll take it in tomorrow. Hopefully I find out. Regardless, we'll do a comparison between this motorcycle and now the new 2018 X22R 250, which again is a modified Dongfeng RTS. So first off, let's start with the X22 again. We'll start the bike just so I can show you that it still runs. Basically the same thing. What I like about this is it has the actual chrome front piece here, which is nice. Still runs. curious about. So I only rode this about 8 miles, so I can't really give you an opinion if it's a good bike. I will tell you the difference between this bike and the X22 125. This feels way more solid. Just riding it, it feels way more solid. Another thing that I want to kind of discuss is on the website, they both say they have a seat height of 35 inches, but I can tell you right now, this one sits lower. So this one, you're going to feel a little more stable. So I'm 6 foot, and I can flat foot it on the 125, but it doesn't feel as stable as the 250. So let me go ahead and start this. I'll let them both run for a minute. There's the dash. And again, I only have 8 miles. It's kind of a deeper blue than what my camera's picking up. Anyway, I haven't started it in a few days, so hopefully it turns over. But this one sounds a lot neater, but it's because it actually has a real exhaust on it. So this one has like a silencer muffler. Kind of looks like a scooter exhaust in my opinion. This one has a really nice exhaust, and obviously a bigger engine. So here's the 250. Here's the 125. I still have to get this one registered. Another big feature on this bike is when you compare it to the 125, this one has way better headlights compared to this one. I don't know why they don't just put this type of headlight on these bikes. Another good feature about the 250 has way nicer tires than the 125. So let me go ahead and turn off the 125. I'll rev it again just so you hear it. Sounds fine. Still running good. It's my own fault for dropping the bike. Hopefully I'll get it fixed tomorrow. Again, it's not an engine or transmission thing. There's just something rattling that I'm not seeing. And it only happens after I ride it for a while. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be an easy fix. So here's the 250. Let me go over the whole bike. Here's the engine it has. I believe it's actually a 229 or a 223cc engine. You can see it's a lot bigger than the 125's little itty bitty engine that you might not be able to see, but so kind of going over some of the features, comparing it to the 125. I'll start with the body itself, the fairings. So the 125 fairings, I mean, they're not bad, but they're way cheaper. Plastic's cheaper on the 125. Bike is cheaper, you're gonna get cheaper fairings. Now on the 250, the fairings are really heavy duty. Way more heavy duty than the actual 125. Pretty much everything on this bike feels a heck of a lot better than this bike. Now I'm not saying this is a bad bike. This is a good bike. But this is a way better bike. I can tell you right now, this is a way better bike. Even the throttle itself feels way better. This one on the 125 is just loose, as you can see. And that's not from the fall, it just came like that, so don't assume that's from the fall. It did take a hit here, but it's loose. But of course you can get that fixed. It's not a big deal. The brakes, the brake, and the actual clutch lever, they feel better on this bike too. The turn signals are better, in my opinion. They're way nicer. Oh God, I'm getting fat. So I'll just show you my yeah, my legs are still bent, but as you can see, I'm at a bigger, or a taller position than the 250. Another thing that I actually like better about the X22 125 is the actual bike stand. Parking this bike, you get a better tilt. So one of the good things about the better tilt, so the bike leading more into the stand, is if you get a really strong wind breeze, you're not going to worry about this falling down. Now let me show you this bike. It almost stands up straight. So I'd like to see this stand on this bike. I think that's a better stand. Now this one feels a little more sturdy, but that's a better stand for just in case your bike tips over. This one will probably tip over before this one. I can go over some of the features. So I already had the high beams on, it looks like. So high beams, kill switch. This has actual warning lights. This bike does not. That's a nice feature. The horn is right here. I'm not going to press it, obviously. Way sturdier bike. Same seats. Grips are a little sturdier too for the rear passenger. Now you have to install these, and as you can see, there's a little bit of free play. I mean, these are still safe. You're not going to go anywhere. Oh, here's another cool thing I'll show you. So with the 125, the pegs on the 125, it's regular flip up and down. Now with the 250, they're spring loaded. Way better. This bike's a little smaller than the actual 125. Yeah, another thing, so when you go from a 125 to a 250, you're going to definitely feel the power difference. This bike right here, at 500 miles, I've gone to, on the speedometer, 68 or 67 or 68, I don't remember, 68 miles per hour, let's just say, and that's off by like 3 or 4 miles per hour, so what is that? I don't know. So I can't do basic math. So if it's 68, it's going about 64, 65. Now this bike right here, in fourth gear, I had no problem getting it to 70, 72 miles per hour. So this bike, I'm going to tell you right now, is considerably faster. And another thing is it's way more maneuverable. You can throw this thing around. This bike, it's maneuverable, but it's just not, you can't even compare this bike when it comes to maneuverability to the 250 version. So this is faster. And I'm a big guy, I'm about 200 pounds almost. This thing has no problem taking up the speed. Neither does this one. This one's great for where I live, where the speed limit doesn't really go past 55 miles per hour. But this bike is way faster. Way faster, feels a heck of a lot better. Everything about this bike just feels high quality. I really believe this bike is going to be a fantastic bike. One thing about the X22R, even though the speedometer looks a heck of a lot better, I already had an issue with it. This needle right here got stuck on an incline. So I'm not sure how this is going to fare out. The speedometer on the 125 seems better. It's also brighter. I'll do a comparison on that again, just so you have an idea. Many of you guys may not have either of these bikes, so I want to make sure you guys get all the information. This is a way better speedometer. Way better. I'm not saying this is a bad speedometer. I think it's based off the CBR 250. It might not be the exact speedometer, but just a little bit cheaper made. I'm going to shut this bike off. I haven't really put any miles on it yet, so I can't really tell you if I recommend it or not. I will tell you it's a heck of a lot faster. And it feels a hell of a lot better. Can I recommend the X22 125? Yes, I can. Don't drop it, but it runs fine. Most people think it's a 250 or a 300, but it's a 125, so it's a good bike. I wish they made the fairings a little bit stronger. But this bike hasn't let me down yet. Even when I dropped the bike, going about 5 miles per hour, it still hasn't let me down. Anytime you drop a bike, you're gonna have issues. I'm not saying mechanical, I'm saying you're gonna have scratches on the fairings. You're gonna have a little bit of damage. And especially when you drop the bike moving. I mean, it's basically a low-level crash. So that's not the bike's fault. Could they have made the fairings a little bit stronger? Yes, they could have. They should have made these fairings the same as these fairings. These fairings are no doubt better than the ones they put on the 125. But I do highly recommend this bike. Again, for a beginner, this is my first motorcycle. I'll show you again, 502 miles, still runs great. The only reason there's a noise, it's not from the engine, it's not from the transmission. Something's broken and I'm not seeing it, it's uneven. It's not coming from the cylinder. Hopefully we find out tomorrow. But I do highly recommend the 125. Hopefully I can say the same for the 250. Seems like Chinese motorcycles are getting a heck of a lot better from what they used to be. So if you guys have any questions about either of these bikes, or maybe you'll have an answer about what's going on with this one. My guess is something broke, it's a plastic, and it's stuck somewhere, and I'm not seeing it. But if you have questions about either of these bikes, feel free to comment on my video, and I'll try to answer them. I can't guarantee I'll be able to give you the answers. I'm still a noob, obviously, with that 5 mile per hour low-level crash, but it happens to the best of us. So if you have questions about the bike, please comment. I'll try to answer. If you want to see more footage, let me know. I do plan on getting a GoPro eventually and mounting it on my helmet, and then we can actually see some riding videos. Again, I will tell you this bike is great. This is a good bike. Never left me stranded so far. 500 miles, 1 year review. It's running fine. There's nothing really wrong with it other than that noise. That's my own damn fault. Can't blame the bike, blame the rider. This bike, I can't tell you if it's great or not. I recommend a lot of the features on it right now, but I can't tell you, hey, I recommend this bike, because I don't have any real miles on it yet. 8 miles isn't saying anything. It's a brand new bike. So once I get it registered, once I get some miles on it, I'll give you a review on this bike. The next review, I'm hoping to get about 700, 750 miles on the bike. Apparently this bike will hit 75 miles per hour once I hit 1,000 miles. But as of right now, I'm definitely going over 60. So I can get a video together and show you that. So this one, they're saying hits 95. My guess is GPS, even though I was going 70 in fourth, I was probably going 65 in fourth. So I'm going to say this bike will probably go about 75, 80 miles per hour. I'm not sure if this is going to go 75. This may go 70. This may go 80. Maybe 85, we'll see. So once I get a little more information on the 125, I'll try to update you guys on what happened to it. If they fix it, if not, I'll just ride it as it is for now. I don't think it's engine-wise. But I'll get a little more information on this bike hopefully tomorrow, and I'll try to give you guys an update within a week or so. And hopefully by the time that I make the next video, I have this bike registered, and I have 50 miles on it, 100 miles on it, or something. I can actually tell you, well, this is my experience so far with this motorcycle. Can't recommend it yet because I don't have any information on it. I can tell you this feels it feels a heck of a lot better. This feels way more solid of a bike. Just those 8 miles feel way more solid. No problems in the 8 miles, obviously. But it's a lot faster. It feels a lot more durable. It's a lot prettier of a bike compared to this bike here. And it also has a lower seating position. So this is going to be great for average size riders. And myself being 6 foot, I'm a little bit taller than average, which is, what, 5'10". I have no problem, keep my feet on the ground with this one. Now, I'm not saying I do with this bike, but my wife sat on this bike, and she's 5'5", and yeah, she's way too short for this. Now, for this one, she can flat-foot it. So if you're 5'5", you're going to be able to flat-foot the 250. So once I get a little more information on this bike, then I can give you guys an update. Okay,